Hey, it's exciting times, peoples, exciting times with the Montessori International College Master Plan Review. I hope you enjoy this brief presentation. The 2012 Campus Master Plan was generated in an organizational culture of survival as the Montessori International College sought to relocate from its Sippy Downs site and establish a permanent home. This was a time of uncertainty. Since the opening of the new campus in 2015, the college has experienced strong growth and a shift in organizational culture towards thrival. The 2012 Master Plan has already undergone 3 amendments with the Sunshine Coast Council to respond to short-term drivers of change. Firstly, the plan changed in response to the projected traffic noise and higher than expected noise attenuation standards required by the Department of Transport and Main Roads in the development approval. Secondly, the plan changed to relocate another building from Sippy Downs, which originally was considered too expensive to shift. Thirdly, the plan changed to recognize the need for temporary demountable buildings to allow growth between permanent building stages. The Montessori International College community renewed their vision, mission, and strategic plan in 2017, using visioning and foresight processes to recast their preferred future within the local and global education sector. The emerging vision for the campus is to become a mixed-use village of learners and community impact hub. As a result of the Futures Visioning workshop on the 27th of May 2017, a number of issues were raised that challenged the current master plan outcomes and what it means for the site. As a recap, here is the current master plan vision and place outcomes. So our vision is that Montessori environments are beautifully designed and prepared to meet the specific needs of children and adolescents. Our places of learning teaches us about the world we live in as we design solutions with nature. The new school makes nature visible by protecting and restoring it. The new school harvests renewable energy and all our water supply, making us resilient. We will reuse buildings, saving materials and energy from Earth's limited resources. We use simple, natural, and healthy building materials. We will plan and implement smart travel solutions to cut down trips to the school. And the college's adolescent community will manage an organic farm, keeping the land productive. A review of the existing master plan is required to ensure long-term strategic alignment between the organizational vision and place vision for the college, and to formulate the long-term design strategies to guide development for the next 20 to 40-year time horizon. The new place outcomes include being a mixed-use village of learners, being self-sufficient, accommodating population growth, being a robust plan that can have a long life well into the next century, and being able to develop a green school away from the noise back to the original principles we envisaged. A small consultant team is reviewing the master plan, consisting of Diane Hayes, Damien McGarry, Ben Heaton, and Philip DeFara, working with Sheree Fitton and Grant Vero from the college executive. The timeline for amending the master plan began in October 2017 with the generation of 3 development scenarios and the commencement of the issues analysis. In January, we developed the draft master plan, and now we are sharing the draft master plan with the college community and asking for feedback. before the planning application to Council is lodged to amend the official plan. Approval is expected in October 2018 to allow the preparation of the Block Grant Authority funding application in March 2019 to develop the next stage of permanent buildings for the senior primary hub. There are two phases to the project. In the first phase, the issues analysis identified key opportunities and constraints for expanding the campus northwards when considering urban planning, traffic and access, flooding, and placemaking factors. A SWOT analysis of the three scenarios identified key development strategies and elements to be embodied in the new master plan. This shapes the design synthesis, how the elements come together to minimize the environmental impacts of the future campus. In the second phase is where the development approval process begins, with the finalization of the planning applications and the submission to Council. 3 campus master plan scenarios were quickly generated to firstly put more emphasis on the vision of a village ahead of other site factors. Secondly, to stretch the imagination of stakeholders and disrupt current planning principles underpinning the approved master plan. In other words, what if we did this? And thirdly, to visualize the development potential of the site. In scenario alpha, the roundhouse becomes the long-term community hub for social enterprises and supporting community services, and spaces for partners and visiting artisans. A flood-prone northeasterly grid of building sites reinforces the evolutionary pathway of the learner from early learning through to adolescent house, which is terminated at the end of the street, providing a visible goal in the landscape for students to aim for. However, the spread of the campus will be costly. In scenario beta, the roundhouse becomes the long-term community hub as in alpha, but the seniors are located on the ground floor to have greater access to practitioners and even have the option to transition to a startup. To reduce the flood impacts and risks to the school, a northwesterly grid of building sites is located on the land highest, with Adolescent House again terminating the main street. Sites G to L are compromised, however, by the required 39-metre buffer to the conservation reserve. This campus layout also incurs significant infrastructure costs due to its spread out nature. Scenario Gamma. This is a hybrid of alpha and beta. A more compact, definable village with a square at its centre. The adolescent community is on the edge of the village, able to survey the land and the farm to the north, thereby maximising land for studies and micro-enterprises. Building sites G to K are raised above the ground to allow flood inundation and create a precinct for the early years to primary school on one level floor. The Learning Resource Centre provides a focus to the village square. The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats analysis helped the consultant team and executive understand the impacts of the development scenarios. This video does not discuss all the impacts, but if you are interested, you may pause and read the SWOT tables for each scenario, or download a PDF of this presentation. Here's the SWOT analysis table for scenario alpha. Here's the SWOT analysis for scenario beta. and the SWOT analysis for scenario gamma. The SWOT analysis of the three scenarios identified key development strategies and elements to be embodied in the new master plan. So the key elements of the draft master plan include the community hub in the roundhouse with clear program of uses and a site for expansion. A westward road that does not divide the campus and provides a drop-off zone. Additional western car park in the buffer zone. A central spine for pedestrian movement and a central square and village green. Compact elevated form interconnected to mitigate isolation during flood events. And a distinct farm to the north with agribusiness opportunities over the knoll. And the seniors precinct is accommodated in the cluster of relocated buildings with an expansion site. The master plan's precincts are inspired by Maria Montessori's evolutionary path of the learner, from early learning to adulthood, with the library at the heart. Cycle 1, the early learning hub for absorbent minds. Cycle 2 and 3, the primary school for inspired Imagineers. Cycle 4, the adolescent community for social newborns. Cycle 5, the senior school for focused minds. And finally, Cycle 6, the community hub for global, local, lifelong learners. You can provide feedback on the draft master plan on the college's Facebook page where you found this video. Either like the master plan and tell us why, or dislike the master plan and tell us why. Thank you.